So it's not too late in the South to plant a few things that will last through the fall and maybe with a little protection all the way through the winter. Let me show you how we're planting and how we're fertilizing these fall vegetables. Well, I waited a little too long to plant seeds. So I just don't think seeds would germinate right now. If they did, I think they would be so tender next time we got a little frost or something that they would probably not make it. So we're going to be planting this cabbage in 2 earth boxes. Now I thought about doing it in my wicking tubs, and that would be a perfect place to do it, or in the ground. I could do it in the ground, but I want to, the reason I'm doing it in earth boxes is so if we do get a real cold winter like we did last time, I could conceivably drag them into a greenhouse. But I bought these at Lowe's, and they had a few, didn't have a bunch, but had a few. So in an earth box, you have to, first of all, this is a little uneven, or unlevel rather. So, and that's the good thing about earth box, you just throw some stuff underneath it, and I just kind of look at it till it's level now. The thing about replanting an earth box is you really need to get, unless you fertilized organically, then you need to get the fertilizer out that you put in it in the previous planting. In other words, the spring planting. These had tomatoes in them. Had 2 tomatoes, one there. And they're going to go with cabbage. We'll do 6 cabbage. That's what Earthbox says. When you plant tomatoes, you plant 2 on one side, and the fertilizer strip goes on the opposite side. So there's fertilizer right under here, about 1 inch or 2 under that. So I'm going to remove that out, remove that dirt out, that potting mix oil out, and then I'm going to put my fertilizer strip right down the middle and plant here. Plant 6 plants on either side of the fertilizer strip. First of all, we got to get the old fertilizer out. And if you dig down, you can kind of see the remnants of your old fertilizer. And I'm just going to throw it. Normally I'll save it in a bucket, but I think I'm just going to throw it over here. It'll help these wood chips that I've got down right here. It'll help them decompose a little quicker because it's got a little fertilizer in the potting mix. It's a little wasteful, I guess. I could be saving the potting mix. But there again, you're saving potting mix with fertilizer in it, which could have a little extra salts in it. There's some of the old, whether you can see that or not, some of the old fertilizer right there that did not dissolve. Got that out. I'll fill that back in with just regular soil from the top of it. And then we're going to come in here on the top, cut a little groove. Now you've got some roots to contend with, in this case tomato roots, but it's not a big deal. And this hoary will cut right through them anyway. If you don't have a hoary, man, why not? That is a real good one, and they're not that expensive. I think 25, 30 bucks. And they just do so many things. It's got a ruler on it for your planting depth or spacing, either one. Serrated edge on one end, sharp edge on the other. This particular one is stainless steel, and you certainly could sharpen it, but I don't, because it's just so far has not been necessary. I don't want the fertilizer row too deep, and that may be a little deep right there, because I don't, because I know I'm going to be removing it in the spring when I plant something else in here. So I'm going to fill that in a little bit. You know, about an inch deep, 1.5 inches maybe. That's going to be plenty deep. So I'm not going to re-lime it, but I am going to re-fertilize it. So the fertilizer I'm going to be using is just triple 13. I wish I'd ordered some organic from Haas. That way I don't have to worry about any salt buildup in here, but I didn't get it ordered, so this is what I have. So 1 pound, in this case, I weighed it out, but in this case, 1 pound came out to 2 cups exactly. We're going to cover this up, but we're going to mound it up also. So I've got some potting mix here, and we'll just do this. Put that right on top of the fertilizer. And again, we really want it to crest right here in the middle for rain to run off. I'm not going to put covers on these. I have found that they do fine without covers. You do have a tendency to get a few weeds in there. Now, if you have a real rainy year, covers do keep your fertilizer from washing down and out the weep hole. So, you know, I just don't know. We've had a terribly dry year, and things seem to be changing. We just got about 3 inches of rain yesterday, So anyway, but I'm gonna put 6 in it, right there. Try not to get too close to that fertilizer strip. Right there, I'm running into some roots, some tomato roots. Again, that hoary, that serrated edge. And the tomato roots are pretty well rotten because this tomato died in the summer in that drought. And it just didn't really have a chance. But we'll put six of them in here. Don't put it right up against the side, but pretty close. Again, these are cabbages. 6 cabbages per earth box. And you ought to see it, boy, when they're when they're big, it is just one big box of cabbage. It spreads out and covers that whole top. And really, because they do get so big, it's difficult to see how any weed seeds could get in there. Now, you could definitely get some water in there and dilute your fertilizer. That's about a 2-inch deep pot or more. So we're going to do that. And I just realized I got a 6-pack that only had 5 in it. Dadgummit, I got gypped. I gypped myself. I'll water that in real carefully so I don't disturb it too bad. And try to keep that mound, that crown going on top of that. I got one more to plant. We'll do it just like that, except this other one looks like has 6 in it. Okay, so here's both of them planted. Again, 6, that's only got 5 in it, but 6 per container is what they can handle per earth box. I would think on a wicking tub, my wicking tub's over there, I would think that a wicking tub could handle, as far as root size, what the root space that you have, you got just as much in a wicking tub as you do in an earth box. But the earth box being long and narrow gives you a little bit better spacing than you would if you was in a round tub. I don't know how you do that. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I would only go 4 in a wicking tub simply because it's oval and not rectangle like this. I'll give them a little water, and then they will, of course, start wicking water. I'll make sure they're full. I'll make sure the reservoirs down there are full, so they'll start wicking that water up. So there you are, cabbage, 6 per. This is what I've got now. I'm going to plant romaine lettuce, and I'm going to plant broccoli. So I wanted to show you this, and I'll keep you informed about how they grow and how they look, how they do in a container. I've grown them about 2 years ago, I think it was, in containers, in earth boxes, and boy, they got huge. They got big. It was really freaky. So anyway, I expect these to do well too. Got to water them in, and then we're done. But for right now, you and I, we're done. We're gone.